you noticed how the same 100 dirhams in your wallet just doesn't stretch it like it used to? Groceries, rent, school fees, even your favorite shawarma shop, everything seems to cost more every single year. But here's the real question. What are you doing to fight this back? Because inflation isn't slowing down in Dubai, and if your money isn't growing over time, it's quietly shrinking in the background. Let's be real. Dubai is one of the most dynamic cities in the world, but it's also one of the fastest evolving when it comes to cost of living. Inflation in the UAE has averaged around 2 to 4% in recent years, but that's just the official figure. In real life, the cost of rent, fuel, and food has easily outpaced that. And if your salary hasn't kept up, you've already started feeling that pinch. So today I want to break down how to beat inflation in Dubai, not by waiting for the economy to get better, but by actually taking control of your own financial life. Let's start with the basics. First and foremost, let's understand what inflation really is. Inflation simply means prices rise and your purchasing power falls. In Dubai, the biggest drivers of inflation are housing, education, transportation, and food. When landlords raise rent, schools increase tuition, or petrol prices spike, everything else follows. So the first rule of beating inflation is simple. Your income and investments need to grow faster than prices. And that brings us to our first strategy, one that most people actually ignore. You can only save so much by cutting your expenses. The real way to outpace inflation is to earn more. Dubai is one of the few places where opportunities are everywhere if you're proactive. If you're employed, look for ways to increase your income through performance bonuses, commissions, or upskilling into higher paying roles. Don't be afraid to ask for a raise if your responsibilities have grown, especially if your company hasn't adjusted salaries in years. For those with an entrepreneurial streak, consider side hustles or freelance work. The UAE now allows freelancers to legally operate with permits. So you could start consulting, offering design work, social media management like myself, or online tutoring. But take this with a pinch of salt. Earning an extra 1,000 to 2,000 a month may not sound huge, but over time, that's the difference between staying afloat and building wealth. Saving money is important, but saving alone won't beat inflation. If your money is just sitting in a bank account, earning little to no profit, it's actually losing value every single day. The smarter move is to invest. And the good news is you don't need to be a finance expert or have a massive salary to start. In Dubai, you have multiple beginner-friendly options at hand. Apps like Amana now let you set up auto invest, where you can put a fixed amount every month into global ETFs or stocks. It's automatic, disciplined, and a great way to benefit from dollar cost averaging into the market. If you want something more hands-off, there's stuff like Sarwa and Stashaway, which build and manage a diversified portfolio for you based on your goals and risk tolerance. And for those who prefer safer, low-risk returns, you can look at national bonds or Sharia-compliant savings plans that still give you a profit share higher than what you'd earn in a regular account. The key here is consistency. Small amounts invested every month do add up. Inflation already eats into your purchasing power, but when you add credit card debt, with interest rates of 25 to 30%, you're actually compounding your losses. The fastest way to beat inflation is to stop bleeding cash through debt. So pay off high interest credit cards first. Once those are clear, redirect the money you were paying in interest into investments instead. Think of it this way. Every dirham you don't pay in interest is a dirham that's actually working for you and a dirham you could put into your investment portfolio. Now let's talk about lifestyle. A big chunk of inflation hits us through recurring expenses, things like rent, utilities, food, and subscriptions. So when it comes to rent, most Dubai residents don't realize how much leverage they actually have over this. You should use the RERA rental index before renewal to check whether your landlord's increase is justified. If it's above the RERA cap, you can legally challenge it or negotiate a fair rate. On utilities, learn how to save on Deva by managing peak usage hours and installing energy-efficient bulbs and appliances. For internet and mobile usage, compare Du, Etisalat, and Virgin packages every single year, because competition often means better deals if you're willing to make the switch. I personally made the switch from Etisalat to Virgin because it was just so much more worth it. And for day-to-day expenses, use discount apps like The Entertainer, Smiles, or Fuzza, which is another one I use. Not just for restaurants, but for groceries, fuel, and everyday shopping. The goal isn't to be cheap, it's to be smart about where your money goes. Now, before we go deeper into the next strategies, I want you to take a second to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I share practical Dubai-focused tips on money, finance, and lifestyle. And if you're serious about taking control of your financial future, you don't want to miss what's coming next on the channel. Now, let's keep it rolling. If you've already built some savings, it's time to look at assets that rise in value. In Dubai, one of the most popular inflation hedges is real estate. Now, I'm not talking about buying a villa on the Palm. Even small studio units in growth areas like Jumeirah Village Circle, Arjan, or Dubai South can appreciate well and generate rental income for you. So if buying a property outright is out of reach, consider something called fractional real estate platforms, or REITs, which is real estate investment trusts. These let you invest small amounts into property portfolios. You should check an app called Stake. Another timeless hedge is gold. You can buy physical gold or invest digitally through gold ETFs or savings plans. Gold tends to hold value when currencies weaken, which makes it a reliable safety net and a long-term investment. Now, this one is often overlooked. If your income is in dirhams, but you save in another currency, you're exposing yourself to foreign exchange risk. The UAE dirham is pegged to the US dollar, which keeps it stable, but holding money in volatile currencies can cause losses when exchange rates swing. Keeping your emergency savings and short-term funds in dirham is a simple but effective way to protect your value. Now, here's the most underrated investment. Your skills are the one asset that can't be inflated away. The more valuable your skills are, the more leverage you have in the job market, and the easier it becomes to increase your income over time. Dubai's economy is shifting fast towards tech, AI, digital services, and renewable energy. So upskilling in areas like data analysis, project management, AI tools, or digital marketing can dramatically increase your earning potential within months. This is another good inflation hedge, because while prices rise, valuable people rise faster. Now, inflation or not, an emergency fund is a non-negotiable. Having 3 to 6 months of living expenses set aside protects you from needing high interest loans when life surprises you. I know it's easier said than done, but at the same time, diversify your money. Keep parts in cash, parts in investments, and parts in tangible assets like gold or property. Inflation hits hardest when everything you have is in one single basket. And most importantly, you must avoid lifestyle inflation. Just because your salary just went up doesn't mean your spending should rise with it. Keep your living standards steady and invest the difference that you've made from the job. That's how you build real wealth. Inflation isn't something you can completely avoid, but it's something you can plan for and outpace over time. The biggest mistake people make in Dubai is reacting too late. They complain about prices, but they don't track spending, they don't invest, and they don't think ahead. Beating inflation starts with awareness. Track your expenses monthly, set financial goals every quarter, automate your savings and investments. And always remember, money grows when it's managed, not when it's ignored. Inflation isn't going away anytime soon, but if you take control of your money, build multiple income streams, invest consistently, manage your debt, and keep upgrading yourself, you'll not only survive it, you'll actually come out stronger. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone in Dubai who needs to hear this. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.